Hello, beautiful people, beautiful souls. Here I am live again. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm just going to take a minute to settle in my seat. It's one of those mornings where the best laid plans are not always coming into fruition. So I'm just going to have to step away for a minute to get some documents that I was printing for us. Welcome to the 31 Daily Meditation Challenge. So why am I doing this? Well, there's many reasons, and the why is the most important. So I ask you, why are you here? Because that why will bring you back. The why am I here is because I'm here to support you. As a human being, we go through a lot. And it's the contrast that I believe, the contrast that we experience in our lives that creates who we are. Our personality is our personal reality. But there's a lot of pre-programming that goes on, that follows us through our lives. And it's proven that it even comes from our past lives. That pre-programming often inhibits us from being the truth of who we are because it's busy. It's so busy up here. And for many, it's busier than it is for others. Meditation is part of the process of taking back the control of this busyness. It's what I call the path. We collect all these tools, all these teachings, all these learnings, all these really great ways of being, of becoming. So we are the human. We have all this contrast. We have all this suffering. Suffering can be in the form of pain, mental, emotional, physical, relational, spiritual. All of it comes with a little of affliction. Can be just even a little flick as opposed to affliction. It can also show up in restlessness. And it can also show up in boredom. Boredom can be a slippery slope. So I'm so glad you're here. For whatever reason that you are, I welcome you into my personal practice. I sit at 8:03. I do my best to sit at 8:03 every morning. That's the commitment I make for myself. And when I was looking at doing a meditation challenge, I was trying to find where I could fit it in, where it would be good for everybody. And what's most important is that it's good for you. It's good for me. I sit at 8:03, and here we are together. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Now, I normally sit in silence, and we will sit in silence. But then I was like, what do we talk about? There's nothing planned. It's simply organic. I might cry. I might have tears. I might share with you what I write in my journal. You might send me notes, what you shared in yours, and we can work together. But it's not necessary. What's necessary is that we're doing the work, that we are here, that we're not only going to create a habit, but we're hopefully going to create a lifestyle. So in all transparency, my goal here is that you will join me in our online membership. Our online membership is a place where we do the work we create the awareness of what is going on in here. And we decide, is that true for me? And ask 3 times. 3 times. Yeah, it's my truth. You ask again, is it really my truth? Where is this coming from? What source is this coming from? And you go, well, I'm not really sure of the source. It's just way, it's what, I go to this university because my mom and dad went to this university and my grandpa went to this university. But what is the truth for you? I believe this because, well, my dad hates him, so I'm going to hate him too. And then you ask again, what's the truth for me of who I want to be, how I want to represent this human becoming as we transform into a human being meaning light, where we learn more, we educate ourselves in the membership. We have how-tos to excavate this and step into the beingness, the light of you. And then the third way of integrating that into our embodiment, we live it. And part of that path is living it within the meditation. The meditation allows us to create some stillness. And in that gap is where we really learn who we are. That's that restlessness part, right? When nothing's going on, it's too quiet out there, something's going down. Maybe it's just quiet. It took me a while to get to the place of peace with the peace. P-E-A-C-E. Now I'm really being vulnerable, spelling under pressure with you all. Coming to peace with the peace. Allowing this channel of information to speak. This is one of my things where I roll my shoulders back and I hold my hands behind my back to ensure that I'm opening up, that I'm expanding, that I'm sharing in a way that's of value to you. Because on my journey, I've gone from a human under deep contrasts, often referred as the eternal radiant phoenix as I rise again from the ashes. That's an important part of our process, I think. I really think that if it was easy, where would the learning be? And if it took a long time for that learning to come in, then how fast would I evolve? So that's about the work that we do in the membership. And then I invite you to sit with me here where we learn how to embody it even further and work with those pieces that are coming up each morning for the next 31 days and realizing how you can work with this intelligence where you can say, wow, something's not feeling right in my body today. Well, let's sit with it. I call it take it to your cushion, wherever your cushion might be. Sit with it at your cushion. We'll sit together. I am looking at two screens, in case you're wondering, because the next step in the membership, you see, I'm offering the membership for $29. It's a founding members pricing because we just started in September and I didn't have a clue how to work with the platform. So it was for all the hiccups that you had to endure during this time. And then I thought, it's just missing one component, I think. Not whether it was missing anything, but it missed the healing component. The meditation is the healing component. And I know that. And I was like, I need what do I have? I need to do some research. I need to bring some proof. And I'm like, this isn't about making a make work project. This is about inviting you into my life, inviting you into my sitting time. Because it's important for me to show up for you. That's my life vow. So going from the human to the human becoming, to the human being, where I step into the light, to the yoga teacher, to the initiate, to the bodhisattva. My commitment is to release and heal suffering. for all, for the greatest enlightenment and benefit of all. I'm like, how can I do that more than one person at a time? And I learned from the request of doing 111 episodes on Facebook Live, March till July, that they wanted to sit. They missed the meditations. So now the membership going into January will house daily meditations live with me. And my name is Debra O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissB.me, Integrative Holistic Health. And I'm here to share because I care. So that research, you know, when you make a request, well, as you get further along, when you make a request, it's instantaneous. So 2 days ago, lo and behold, I stumbled upon a 40-page document with all the scientific reasons why you should meditate. I printed it, but I printed it to try to save paper and put 2 pages on a sheet. And guess what? I can't read it. So I'm just going to excuse myself and get the stuff from the printer, and we will begin. All right. And now it appears it's out of order and the pages are not numbered. So let's take a look at, just quickly before we go into our meditation, benefits of meditating. Oops. I'm going to have to read the small print for today. I'll figure it out tomorrow. It enhances empathy, love and kindness, compassion. Meditation fires neural connections to the brain that regulate positive emotions like empathy and kindness. The deep state of flow that meditation induces builds social connectedness. Yes, we could use some of that now, and make us more affectionate and amicable as a person. That's just number one. That's the first paragraph. It improves cognition. Researchers agree that an excellent way for professionals to increase the likelihood of success is to keep the meditation practice as a part of their daily routine. We're going to go from making a habit for 31 days into a lifestyle. Studies have revealed that both transcendent and mindful meditation practices improve the brain's problem-solving and decision-making strategies, which can bring a desirable shift in our professional life. Now, I know this, and I want to share this, but now if you want to challenge this, I have all the research documentations and the white papers that they have supplied within this document. How wonderful is that? And meditation, I'm just going to do the top 3 each day. Meditation is a natural stress stabilizer. Stress is the body's response to unforeseen adversities. Yes, and I can't even express the amount of vicarious trauma that we are experiencing in every single point in our day. Every single point, even if it's just the fact that you can't see somebody that you love, can be a part of vicarious trauma. Encountering immediate threats increases the level of cortisol or stress hormones in the body and activates our autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for our fight, flight, freeze response. Brain studies of regular meditators reveal that they have lower cortisol in their brains, which explains the resilience and insightful nature. There we go. Let's get insightful. So as I go into my morning practice, I have my altar behind me. And like I said, I have 2 screens going on because in the future, I will be doing the meditations from the membership. And YouTube is the only source right now that allows me to embed a live thread into my membership. So I'm going to use these 31 days as a practice so that I can meet that requirement seamlessly in the membership come January when we bring this into the back end of the membership. So I invite you to have a journal or a piece of paper. You don't need to have that, but it's just really important. You know, in the very beginning when I sit, for instance, yesterday, avoiding again, so much to get done. And that was my first line. So I am human, and we will be human no matter how enlightened we become. So so this morning, it's a little bit nervous that I can offer you inspiration. So I'm having a cup of my famous chai tea that I make in my inspiration cup to bring that to you. I also have crystals that I use for myself. I've got a few of them, as you can see. I have ones that I actually like to work with because this is a Canadian stone called Oralite. It has 23 different elements in it. You can see. It's very, very pretty. I like it because it's good for connection. So often I'll sit with it on my head. It also reminds me of my posture. So if it's going to fall off, I'm looking down. As you can tell, it's fallen off a number of times. I just have it absolutely nowhere to catch it. And I often work with a stone that I put into a mudra. And we'll talk about what a mudra is. My favorite mudra is bringing my index finger right into the crux of my thumb and bringing my thumb and my ring and my middle finger together. It's usually done in the right hand, but I'm using my left hand today because I also use what's called a mala. Now, you don't need all these things. I'm just inviting you into my practice accumulated over a couple of decades. And so I'm transparently showing you what I'm using. I also use a mala. It's just nothing fancy. It's been dipped in the Ganga River with me as I've been dipped in the Ganga River. And it's easy. It's got some little seeds that have been strung together with a knot in between each. You can even make these out of crystals if you wanted to, seeds, beads, whatever it is you want to use. And this just allows me to, the roughness allows me to be able to move to the next bead. And I use a mantra. I have a living mantra because I'm an initiate in the Himalayan tradition, and that's part of it is you're given a guru living mantra. And you can use whatever mantra you use. And the one that I've used for years before getting my living mantra was Soham. It means I am that. And yes, you are all that. And a bag of chips, I often say. But we are that person. We are all those persons, good or bad. And we'll go in through the next couple, and in these 31 days, I'm hoping that we'll get to the point where we can talk about karma and what I mean by karma, and the realization that everything is simply light. Everything is simply a message to something that if you are feeling the disruption in your body, if you're feeling that affliction, if you're feeling that restlessness with the way somebody spoke to you or something, the only reason you have that is because you know that. And the only way that you can know that is because you have been that. So if something is really bothering you, it's because you have been that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to identify with that bothering. And it could be in this lifetime, or it could be in a past lifetime. So that's where the accumulation comes in to the mind. And that's where this silence and this stillness is so, so very important. So I sit with my mantra. I sit on a seat. I sit on the floor. I have a blanket because I get cold. I have a wool dress on because I get cold. So make yourself comfortable. Take this few minutes, this few seconds right now, and make yourself comfortable. And let's sit. Let's just sit. So I'll sit for 5 rounds of the mala. That's what the mala is for. It's my timer, and it allows me to Each bead that I touch means that I have gone through my mantra once. And I place my hand with my crystal in my mudra on my lap so that it touches my abdomen, so that I know that I'm breathing down into my lower abdomen. I don't hold my breath. I don't believe in the breath retention during my sitting meditation. And I don't believe that breath retention should be done without supervision or taught by a teacher that understands the Kriyas. And I invite you to engage into your back point, behind the veil, as I call it. I literally see myself in observation, stepping behind and sitting back here, or sitting in your heart. Sometimes it's easier to sit in your heart. So just take a moment and find where you want to sit. Is it easier to step back in here? Or is it easy to just find a little seat in your heart? And feel the coolness of your breath on your nose, your nostrils. And feel the air on your skin. And for all those on Instagram, I apologize. I didn't plug in my microphone, so I hope you can hear me okay from my phone. I'll do better tomorrow. Now just imagine your breath like you're pouring oil. A nice stream of oil. And it's smooth, and it's no jerks. It's just one smooth pour. We're going to take that breath down to your abdomen, and then we're going to bring it right back up to your nostrils. We're going to take it right back down to your abdomen and right back up to your nostrils. Now engage your mantra. Inhale on the so. Exhale on the hum. I'm going to use the so hum as well. It's a nice remembrance. I used to be able to hear the ocean when I would breathe in on the so and exhale on the hum. All right, here we go. Just one round on the mala. Now, if you're experiencing thoughts coming into the mind, just choose not to engage with them. You can observe them, witness them. You can put them on a moving train, just all aboard. Put them in a bubble, or just allow them to be. That's 2 rounds in the mala. That's 3 rounds on the mala. That's 4 rounds on the mala. In the 5th round, I use the mantra Bliss Be Me and fortify the field of Bliss Be Me. I often see a bunch of different colors when I use that as my mantra. If you want to try it, you're welcome to. It's like one of those old-fashioned holographic tubes. And curl your lips up a little bit. And see if that has a different impact, influence, or what you notice. That's 5 rounds on the mala. And just take a nice deep breath for yourself. Sometimes I'll rub my palms together. It's called palming, and create some friction. It's cold here in the north, especially in the morning in my studio. Put the palms over your eyes, not touching your eyes. And feel the warmth and the energy of your palms. Open your eyes into your palms of your hands. And bathe your eyeballs with the warmth of your palms. And come back. From this point, often I'll receive information, or some people call it a channel or a download during my meditations, and oftentimes I don't. But I take it to the journal. And I have a big basket of cards here. But these are my favorite cards. They're from South India, a place called the Matrimandir in Oroville, India. And it's also the talisman of my ring. We'll talk about what that is. And it's the 12 areas in which that I, back at that point in my life, that I was dedicated to trying to be for me in my human becoming. So I'll just draw a card, and from this card, I take it to the journal because I'm asking for information. I also have in my basket of cards, I keep the questions of what I want. What is my little prayer or my resolve, to those in the unseen world who love me unconditionally. That is my boundary. I ask for your guidance, support, and downloads for knowledge. Card dropped out immediately. Of thy will and the power and the grace of me to fulfill that, to carry it out in either thought, form, or action. The card is perseverance. Persevere and all obstacles will be conquered. It is by persevering that one conquers difficulties, not by running away from them. One who perseveres is sure to triumph. Victory goes to the most enduring. Always do your best, and I will take care of the rest. We'll take care of the results. Perseverance. These times have required a lot of perseverance. Yeah, they sure have. And no one's to judge how, it's not for anyone to judge how somebody else is managing these times. And it's not for anyone to judge what's true for somebody else. What they're living in as their truth. Because they might not have excavated that point of their truth and running off of pre-programming. And all we can do is offer kindness and compassion for where that person is in this present moment, in their humanness, in their human becomingness. They may not be at the human beingness yet, and may never get there. That's not for you or I to decide. It's up for you to decide. You're the boss of you. So thank you for being a little bossy pants and being here with me, because sometimes I have to be a little bossy pants to get myself here. Yeah. It's a lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle of, I believe, reward as I learn more about me and the world that I live in and the field that I live in. And we'll talk more about that as we go. So I'm going to take some pen to paper. I'm going to talk about perseverance in my journal with me and how I can persevere this day in a way that I can show up and be the best person I can be. And my opportunities to touch others. You see, it's not only this interaction, it's this interaction, it's the field. Every thought I have, you have, feeds the field. There's a story about feeding the wolf. You have two wolves. Which wolf are you feeding? How can you and I contribute to the world at large from this place of presence where we are now? We just did. By me being calm, by you being calm, by me and you living in this peaceful place, those three areas that we even talked about this morning, we make the change. We support that field. It's all energy. The money you spend supports the area of the world in which you want to further exist. Yeah. So we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to bring each part of you into each part of me. Vice versa, the whole world. So I'm feeling like I should end it here, close it here, because I don't think you need to sit there and look at the top of my head and as I write in my journal. But that's my next step. And then I go to work. And then I go to work. I go to work in the back end of the membership. Because I believe that's my greatest point of influence. That is where I can reach the most people. And that's a place I feel more comfortable talking about the healing aspects of this work, because it's not judged. And that's where we create the community. And as one person, I could sure use some community. I'm sure we all could, of like-minded people, where we step in and do the work of the human becoming, the human being. It's no dress rehearsal. How do you want to show up? What's your contribution? Who am I? And why am I here? I love you. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, peace. 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 Until next time.